on the fact that there probably isn't one, so we'll see. If you won the Mixed Match Challenge, where in the world would you pretend to go? I don't know what that means. I haven't been keeping up with Mixed Match Challenge. I know the first time around it was for charities, and this time it's not.
This time it's for their friend.
But did the winners get to go somewhere in the world?
I don't know. Is it like the Running Man?
I feel like they get to go all.
That they're getting sent on a big.
Is it like Whitman, Price, and Haddad?
Yes.
I feel like they get to go all over the world already. I would go. I would go to Forfar, Scotland, Pete, or Edinburgh.
You're going for the cheap pop there.
I will say that Mixed Match Challenge did announce something interesting, which is the winners, the male-female duo who wins this contest, get to be the number 30 entrant in their respective Royal Rumbles, which is actual confirmation, not that we actually doubted it, that there is yet another Women's Royal Rumble, and they're keeping that going. And 3 was addressing something from last week, which is there is mutual respect between Scotland and Ireland for most competitive events. So Becky versus Nikki would have been heartily enjoyed by all, even in England. And happy to help with any future Scottish-related queries. Yeah, I will have many Scottish questions going forward because I visited there and I long to go back. Then Mark writes in, and Mark, I lost your email. Hold on. Mark writes in about the Undisputed Era, and Mark from Virginia asks, he writes first. NXT TakeOver WarGames 2 is this weekend, and it's got me thinking of the call-up of the Undisputed Era. Success isn't guaranteed when NXTers get called up. I was curious how you think the Undisputed Era will transfer to SmackDown or Raw. Do you think they will remain as popular as they are in NXT? Does the group stay together? Basically, he wants to know what we think will become of this foursome when they get called up to the main roster. He's thinking it could be quite the moment the first time we hear Shock the System for the first time on Raw or SmackDown, whenever that may be. Now that he brings that up, I think it would be, this is Matt talking, not his email, a cool post-WrestleMania Raw moment, right?
Yeah. I think, again, success not guaranteed, and there's been some times that we mentioned that have been very sad to see, like, people we love from NXT who were very popular in NXT just seemingly go nowhere in WWE. That being said, I feel like Undisputed Era has a real shot of being a big deal. They just work. It just, the crowd is not just that the crowd is into NXT, because that doesn't mean anything in WWE. It just feels like the right. I don't know. I just get the vibe that this will work when they get the call up.
I would like to share your hopefulness, Eric, and so I choose to. I choose to share your hopefulness. I'm always of the mind that before anyone gets called up, like them or Velveteen Dream or anyone, that the people who've already been called up get their due.
Yeah.
And we just finally saw AOP sort of luck into a big moment.
Yep.
Whereas, we're still waiting on Ember Moon and even the Revival and, man, who else? Who else is sort of
we don't know with Sanity because we said they got back on TV to bring Nikki out, then neither of them were on TV the next week.
Well, they're in the tag team 10-on-10 tag team match at Survivor Series.
Yeah, but they are. That's true. They were on TV. They were backstage in that segment. Where
Nikki possibly is going to be on the women's team. We don't know who's filling that spot yet. Completely unrelated. Mark writes, I'm thoroughly enjoying your Red Dead thread. He's talking about me on Twitter, and every other day or two I update my Red Dead Redemption 2 thread with tweets about my game experience. Eric, we talked about it last week. Finish Spider-Man and then play the first Red Dead Redemption.
All right. About February. I think that'll happen.
They got horror singing horror songs, Eric. Horror, like they're like pirate shanties. So you'll enjoy that.
It sounds like musicals, and it sounds like
you do.
Like a
you
great
love musicals.
Moment. Yeah.
And then everyone dances to the horror songs. Anyway, thank you all for listening. You can rate us and subscribe to us on iTunes and Spreaker and Spotify and Stitcher and a lot of things that start with S's. You can listen to our podcast, and we're on Instagram, and we have a Facebook group, and all the cool things that all the cool kids have, and Cut to Country and Shakma.
Shakma.
Then Mommy kissed Daddy, and the angel told the stork, and the stork flew down from heaven, and left a diamond under a leaf in the cabbage patch, and the diamond turned into a baby.
Our parents are having a baby, too. They had sex.
We enjoy wrestling.